Hey everyone! We had so much fun last week in southwestern Minnesota, where we hiked a couple of trails and saw the bison herd at Blue Mound State Park. We also learned about the sacred pipestone rock at Pipestone National Monument. And we took a day trip across the border to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where we walked around Falls Park and checked out the neat sculptures that line the streets in downtown. This week, we are staying in southern Minnesota, where we plan to hop the border and admire Iowa's Great Lakes region. In southern Minnesota, just a couple miles north of the Iowa border, sits a few serene lakes among the cornfields. There are 4 Jackson County campgrounds that you can choose from in this area, and they offer cheap sites and some nice lake views. We stayed at Brown Park South, which sits between Pearl Lake and Loon Lake. This was a quiet campground with plenty of sunny sites, perfect for those who use Starlink. If you're looking for more shaded sites, Brown County Park Campground next door or Robertson Campground across the street are both nestled in the trees. Brown Park South offers 5 full hookup sites, with the rest being electric only, as well as a few cabins for rent. There was a really nice bike trail that went through the park and past a couple of fishing piers. The trail also winded around some cornfields for a couple of miles, all the way to the Iowa border, where you could cross the street and visit Iowa's Mini-Wakan State Park on the north shore of Big Spirit Lake. From Brown Park South, it is just a short drive across the border to the Iowa Great Lakes. This area is named after a chain of lakes, the largest of which are Big Spirit Lake, as well as West and East Okoboji lakes. These are the largest natural lakes in the state of Iowa. West Okoboji Lake is known for its beautiful blue color, and the region is a popular Midwest vacation spot. There are several state parks in this region, and since Iowa state parks are free for all, we drove around and visited a few of them. Mini-Wakan State Park sits on Big Spirit Lake and has a boat ramp and a couple of fishing piers. Pikes Point State Park is a popular beach on West Okoboji Lake. And at Gull Point State Park, you can sit on this cute bench swing and watch the Queen 2 cross the southern part of West Okoboji Lake. We also visited Kilen Woods State Park in Minnesota. This park costs $7 for one day, or you can get an annual state parks pass for $35 and enjoy more of Minnesota's beautiful state parks. There's a small campground here as well as a picnic area and a few hiking trails. We chose to do the Sioux Trail, a 2-mile loop that took us through the woods and along the Des Moines River, where eventually we came to a scenic overlook. The second half of the trail had us going up and down the rolling hills of the prairie, where we got some excellent views of the beautiful prairie and oak savanna landscape of this area. This was a nice state park that we hadn't heard of before, but it was definitely worth visiting. A popular summer attraction in Okoboji is Arnolds Park. The city and amusement park share the same name as the man who had owned this land, Wesley Arnold. This historic amusement park began operations in 1889 with the opening of a wooden 60-foot toboggan water slide. The Roof Garden Ballroom opened in Arnolds Park in 1923, and over the years it had hosted several live performances by swing and rock and roll bands. The original roof garden was razed in 1987, but a replica was rebuilt in 2019. Entry into Arnolds Park Amusement Park is free, and you can pay for all-day rides, an excursion on the Queen 2, or to drive the go-karts. Arnolds Park offers a few free museums outside of the gates. This includes the Iowa Rock and Roll Museum and Hall of Fame, the Iowa Great Lakes Maritime Museum, and an Arnolds Park Museum. The Iowa Rock and Roll Museum and Hall of Fame had some great info about rock and roll and the ballroom scene. Iowa once had the most ballrooms of any state, with young people dancing to all the hottest rock and roll acts. The museum had a lot of great artifacts from bands and ballrooms, with several signed guitars hanging up in the theater rooms. There was also the Hall of Fame, which honors musicians and others who have made great contributions to Iowa's rock and roll history. The Maritime Museum had a lot of beautiful antique wooden boats on display. There was also a wooden boat that was recovered a couple years ago from the bottom of West Okoboji Lake. The boat dates back to the 1940s, but may have sunk for unknown reasons in the 70s. There were so many cool artifacts here, including old life jackets, boat motors, and so much more. The Maritime Museum is right next door to the Arnolds Park Museum, which has several old signs and photos from the history of Arnolds Park. There are some old pinball machines you can play for 10 cents a token. There's also an old wooden slide that you can slide down for $2. We also couldn't pass up on a Nutty Bar at the Nutty Bar Stand, an Arnolds Park staple since 1945. Keisha had the original while I had to try the Butterfinger.
Because yeah, it looks like mine just has nuts. Nothing too fancy, and that's okay. It's the original. I got used to both of them. I got the Butterfinger Nutty Bar. Let's try it. Pretty good.
It was the perfect treat on a hot day. There were definitely a lot of good restaurants to choose from in the Okoboji area, but we ended up driving to Lakefield, Minnesota to eat at Dudley's Garage. This is a neat bar and grill with garage decor and a 4-lane bowling alley inside. Keisha ordered the Porky Nachos, which came with their award-winning pulled pork, while I couldn't pass up on a calzone, which turned out to be a great choice. We took our dessert to go, 3 mini cheesecakes that were delicious. The Iowa Great Lakes region is a wonderful place to spend a weekend to relax, check out some unique Iowa history, and explore a few state parks. We enjoyed our week here in the Okoboji area, and if you enjoyed joining us, please hit the like button and subscribe for more of our adventures as we wander America. We're heading to Faribault, Minnesota next, where we plan to check out another state park and take a hike at a great little nature center. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.